Warning: sensitive images.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visite suprememastertv.com/schedule.
저희 방송은 다양한 언어를 제공합니다. 다음을 참고하세요. suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Well, there should be also laws to stop confining a mother pig in a cage so small she never can turn around her entire life for 4 years. Pigs are as smart as dogs. They are social, inquisitive creatures. Yet the pork industry treats them like they're machines.
Continue watching to find out more.
Vegan, imagine when we fold our hands to pray to God. God will hold them and bless us.
Good day, lovely viewers. Prazer em conhecê-la means nice to meet you in Portuguese. I am Juliana. The cheerful and welcoming people of the autonomous region of Madeira celebrate your love and compassion for all creatures on earth. Welcome to the first episode of our show entitled Josh Balk, Vegan, a game changer for animal people. Josh Balk is the Vice President of Farm Animal Protection for the Shining World Benevolence Award recipient, the Humane Society of the United States, or HSUS, and co-founder of Eat Just Inc., one of the first companies in the world to produce a plant-based alternative for eggs. He is also the co-executive producer for the widely acclaimed documentary The Gamechangers. For his tireless efforts to protect the lives of animal people, Josh was inducted into the Animal Rights Hall of Fame at the 2015 Animal Rights National Conference. In today's program, Josh explains why he adopted a vegan lifestyle at a young age.
I always cared about animals since I was a kid. I grew up with the dogs, and the dogs were part of the family. And so I always had such a heart for them, also for animals who were outside my home. I didn't have to be taught. Eventually, I saw a documentary about how animals are raised for food. I had no idea. And I saw this documentary about how these chickens were just packed together in a warehouse in the chicken meat industry, how they're shackled in a slaughterhouse at the end of their lives, how pigs are crammed in small spaces, and it just broke my heart. And so from then on, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to eat meat. No more. Eventually, I read more about what happens in the egg industry and the dairy industry, and saw a couple more documentaries. And that was it for me when it came to eating eggs and dairy. And so since I was about 21 years old, I've been all plant-based.
After graduating from college, Josh joined Animal Outlook, formerly Compassion Over Killing. One of his first assignments was undercover filming in a chicken person slaughterhouse.
Being inside a slaughterhouse, seeing what happens to the animals, it just tears your soul apart. I mean, I remember going into the shackling room where chickens meet their fate. And I walked up to the conveyor belt, and the chickens started heading my way, and my heart started beating because I could see the animals. I could see how scared they were. I was going to have to actually grab them as part of my job in the slaughterhouse and shackle them. And eventually one chicken got to me, and I'll never forget her. Even her legs were all twisted because of the genetic manipulation that the chicken industry does to these poor birds. She clearly had such a fearful look in her eyes. She was confused, and I grabbed her, and then I was thinking to myself, gosh, I'm just so sorry doing this to such a helpless creature who did nothing wrong, yet is going to undergo some of the most painful things we could imagine, just so we could eat her flesh. And I'll never forget her. And what she taught me was that each and every day, this is real life consequence stuff that we're doing. We have to, for her and for the billions of others like her, help as many people as possible eat less meat, because it leads to less of that suffering.
Since that heartbreaking moment, Josh has devoted his life to protecting the lives of animal people. Currently, as the Vice President of Farm Animal Protection at HSUS, he works tirelessly to encourage veganism. One of his primary focuses is the U.S. food service industry that serves millions of meals each day.
The food service industry, which is an industry that runs the dining operations at colleges, universities, hospitals, even military bases and jails, they're recognizing that there is a shift in demand for plant-based foods. They're recognizing that more people want to eat healthier and more humanely and better for the climate. And so they actually agree with us that they should be offering more plant-based foods. What they are asking for help with is to help them get there, which is provide them hundreds of delicious, phenomenal plant-based menu concepts that, hey, when we provide them, it's not for the vegans on campus. It's for everybody. In fact, our rule when we give them a new plant-based menu concept is that it has to be more delicious than any animal-based concept that they have. It has to win out on taste. We got companies to commit to shifting their menus from roughly 0% plant-based to 20% plant-based. We even got a food service company to set a goal that for every animal-based item on the menu, they're going to have a plant-based right next to it. And so we're working together to shift our food system to plant-based foods.
At the Humane Society of the United States, Josh is always looking for effective ways to encourage widespread plant-based living.
I don't feel that one-on-one outreach is efficient enough to make change fast. I believe on plant-based foods, it has to be more institutional to cause faster change to shift our food system to plants. I'm thinking of things like founding companies that are plant-based, working with regulatory officials to give the thumbs up to new products in the market that don't come from animals, working with food corporations that serve hundreds of thousands, if not millions of meals a day to offer more plant-based. That is efficiency to reduce suffering.
Train your children from their earliest days to be infinitely tender and loving to animals. If an animal be sick, let the children try to heal it. If it be hungry, let them feed it. If thirsty, let them quench its thirst. If weary, let them see that it rests. The writings of Abdul Baha, vegetarian, Baha'i faith.
What great ideas to accelerate the growth of veganism, Josh! We will take a moment to water the plants in our organic vegetable garden. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Delightful viewers, welcome back to our show, Josh Balk, Vegan, a game changer for animal people. Josh Balk and his team constantly strive to reduce the suffering of animal people by criminalizing some of the most inhumane practices in animal people factories. One such inhumane practice is imprisoning chicken people and pig people in tiny cages.
In the egg industry, there's roughly 320 million egg-laying hens. About 70% of them are confined in cages. These are cages about the size of your home microwave, crammed with about 8 chickens, can't spread their wings, can barely move an inch their whole life. In the same spot, they eat, sleep, defecate, lay their eggs. This has to end. These practices should be abolished. They should be criminalized. There should be also laws to stop confining a mother pig in a cage so small she never can turn around her entire life for 4 years. Pigs are as smart as dogs. They are social, inquisitive creatures. Yet the pork industry treats them like they're machines and puts them straight ahead, facing nothing but straight for their entire life, unable to look around, unable to turn around, unable to lie down comfortably for their entire life. That should be banned too. And that's what we are doing.
In 2018, the HSUS scored a remarkable win in California with the passage of Proposition 12. This legislation will improve living conditions for nearly 1 million pig people and 40 million egg-laying hen people each year.
Prop 12 is the strongest law for farm animals in the history of the world. Passed overwhelmingly, about 2/3 of the vote. What it does is ban the caging in these small areas for egg-laying chickens, mother pigs, and baby veal calves. And it bans the sale of eggs, pork, and veal from operations that confine these animals in tiny cages.
Recently, the HSUS scored more wins with similar animal people protection laws being passed in several other states.
Just in the past couple years, we've passed laws in California, Oregon, Washington, Michigan, Colorado, Utah, and Nevada. That's the fastest stretch of law passing for farm animals in the history of the United States. And we've gone from low single digits percent of chickens in the egg industry being cage-free to now more than 30% of the egg industry being cage-free. That's about 100 million animals who are not confined in cages because of these campaigns.
Josh is optimistic that these new laws could have a ripple effect throughout the world.
When cages become extinct in the United States and cage-free becomes the norm, as in the minimum standard, that will also go international and reduce the suffering of billions of animals more.
To make veganism spread as quickly as possible, Josh encourages everyone to help. He shares some thoughts on how an individual can contribute towards eliminating the suffering of the people from the animal kingdom.
So what I would say is, go wage any campaign. Try. Wage a campaign in your school to offer more plant-based foods. Go out to all of your restaurants in your community and meet with the manager and say, listen, my family lives right here in the community. I'll come here all the time with them, with my friends, if you offer more plant-based foods. Go meet with the city council and try to pass resolutions encouraging the community to eat more plant-based foods. Just wage campaigns, because that's what change comes from. It's okay if you lose. Don't worry about it. Move on to something else.
We are deeply grateful to Josh Balk for his tireless efforts to protect and improve the lives of farm animal people. Especially laudable are his legislative campaigns to eliminate gestation crates for mother pig people and battery cages for chicken people, as well as his work with the food industry to shift to vegan foods. Wishing Josh every success in his noble work. For more information on HSUS or Josh Balk, please visit humanesociety.org or Twitter @JoshBalk. For more information about Eat Just Inc., please visit ju.st.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds. That's how you rescue your own soul.
Magnificent viewers, it has been a pleasure to have your presence for today's program. Please join us again next week on Tuesday, March 22nd for the concluding episode of our show. Coming up next is Governments Worldwide Must Stand with Ukraine, Part 6 of 6 on Between Master and Disciples. May your days be filled with love, joy, and peace.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/VEG.